My tag is simply, my name is Ryan.
My name is Callie.
My tag is BeastAssassin67. My name is Kavari, and I speedrun Super Mario 64.
I speedrun Mario 64.
I speedrun Super Mario 64, most commonly the 120-star category.
My name is Smao. My speed game is Super Mario 64.
My tag is Puncation, and I've been speedrunning Super Mario 64 for like 11 years at this point.
マウリーンっていう名前で、マリオ64の主に120万 LTA を走っています。
I think what I really like about it is how like fast and intense it is. Just like how the movement flows together. It's like it's really cool. And you know, first frame wall. If you get like a first frame wall kick, you go really fast. And sometimes that's cool when you get it. Sometimes it like screws you over, which is really annoying. But yeah, I'd say overall, just like I just like how fast it is. And if you look at other games, like it's definitely faster than most, I would say.
The depth, but also the way the learning curve works, it's like anybody can learn that game in a day. Anybody. You could take someone that doesn't even play games and you could teach them 16-star in a day and they could be doing runs. And then, I mean, you could do that and you can go all the way to like 120 or any of the other categories. It's just a really deep game. The mechanics are like perfectly difficult in a way that's like you can master them, but it takes a long time. Easy to learn, hard to master. That's like a telltale sign of a good speed game.
There's a lot that goes into the game. At every single level, you're constantly challenged. So it doesn't matter if you're just starting out or if you've been playing for years and years. There's always something that is tripping you up, something that you can always improve on. And it's very easy to, as a viewer, without any experience playing the game, see the magic that's going on.
I would say what makes it such a good speed game is like it has some really unique movements and you can do a bunch of different stuff, like different like combinations, whatever, like jump dives. It has all the good things I would say a good speed game would need.
120枚の話になっちゃうんですけど、その速いやつが正解じゃなくて、ミスらないように、なおかつ全体通した中で速いタイム出すのを考えてやるんで、人によってアプローチが全然違うところが面白いと思います。
I like the challenge of it. It's like the skill ceiling is very high, and I think the movement is probably the best out of any speed game I've ever played. Just like at a top level, it just makes it one of the best.
Sometimes it's very stressed, but it's also very rewarding. Sticking with something for a very long time and seeing yourself climb to the very top, it's very nice. There's not many things that you can do that with. And with speedrunning, I feel like it strikes a very good balance of being niche enough that you can get into it and make a name for yourself, but it's still competitive enough that you have to challenge yourself.
I feel like most top runners experience this, but probably most runners in general, just like, you know, there can be some negative emotions. Like sometimes you doubt yourself, or sometimes it's like you're kind of questioning if you can get a certain goal time in mind. In my case, I'm not sure if I'm ever like gonna get the 120-star world record again. Like it's totally possible I can get it in the future. Maybe I won't get it again, but I think I'm just trying to like focus on my own time right now, because like comparing yourself to other runners can be good, especially when working on your movement, but it can also be like very negative, and I feel like it's easier for it to be like more on the negative side. You know, it's really tough, pretty stressful to like continue running the game at a top level. So there's a lot like mentally going on with it.
I kind of don't think about it like that, but like it kind of just happens. Cause like I put in the time and all the practice and stuff, and it's just like I don't really think about all that. It just like literally it just happens right in front of you, and I just sometimes it like improvement is like a crazy thing, but
結局自分の記録 抜かしていくのを繰り返すことは変わらないんで、特に変わったことはないですね。
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty high. It's pretty stressful at high level for sure. Like sometimes you just forget how to do like a star, and then it's like, yeah, it's painful and it like hurts mentally. But like then you just gotta find motivation to like keep going, and yeah.
Well, being a top player when I wasn't a top player was like one of my dreams. Like I always thought it'd be really cool to have a record, or like I just have a good time. And the thing is, when you get to the point, you don't feel like you're that. Like, yeah, I know I'm good at the game, but it's like it doesn't feel like what I thought it would have felt like. Like, it's fun and I still enjoy it, and like obviously getting record was insanely like amazing, but it's just this weird thing happens when you're like, when you get really good at something, you continue to push your standards up. So you don't feel like you're actually getting that much better because you have to keep performing better, if that makes sense.
It feels pretty good. It just kind of happened, like a last minute decision. But to be seen by so many people, it's very nerve-wracking. But I think it's a good opportunity to get my name out there and all that. So.
まあ普段来てくれない人とかに知られたり、まあその SNS とかフォローされたりして、ちょっと嬉しかったりします。
Yeah, I don't know, like at first I was like sure that I'm not qualifying, there's no chance, but then I somehow qualified, and yeah, it was pretty crazy at the time. Playing in front of people, it's different, it's very different, like compared to like just streaming. It's cool. I don't know how to like describe it, but like it's cool in a way, but also like kind of stressful, like because there's like people that if you play bad, then you might feel bad as well mentally.
Well, this isn't my first time having like a large audience, because like I've done several runs at GDQ events, which is like the size of these pace events is like the size of the GDQ events like a really long time ago before it blew up. So like I'm used to like having a bigger audiences watch me. So like I mean it's cool. When I'm like actually running at these competitions and stuff, I try to like not let the crowd distract me. Like that's why I bring these headphones and they cancel sound really well.
Qualifying for pace is good. I barely qualified. I'm glad that I did, because if I didn't, then I don't know. I would have been embarrassing. No shade at Cheese or Ouija. You know, they didn't qualify either, but they also have their own shit going on. But I really like pace just to see people. Like, playing Mario's fun, and it's fun to be up there with the boys. But it's mostly just really nice to see a bunch of people that, you know, I don't get to see. Like, I mean, you guys, you know, for example, and like, it's filling like a hole that was kind of left behind with like GDQ. Like, I feel like GDQ is kind of at a place now where it's like not the same, and pace is scratching that itch for me. So whether I qualify or not, it's just good to be here. But it's cool to compete, and it definitely is like it makes me want to like focus and try, see what I can do.
It's great. Honestly, this time around, I didn't think I was even going to qualify. I didn't know who was going to try to. There's a lot of competition, but I managed to qualify in 3rd place. So I'm very happy with that.
Mario Community Special. Well, I would say a lot of people, like, I would say most people in the community want to, like, help others, and, yeah, like, if someone has issues, they're, like, they are, like, glad to help. There's, like, a lot of guides and stuff that make, like, people have really, like, put a lot of time into those.
I think how close it is, just seeing all these people here, just hanging out and all that stuff is just very tight knit. That's what makes it so good.
It might be a lot of the size to be honest. It's pretty much the de facto speed game. I mean, there's been stuff that's come up recently, notably Minecraft, but it's been around for so long, and so many people get into it. There's so many guides and resources, and you can find your clique and find the people who speak to you.
結構横のつながりが広かったりとか、日本だったら、日本だけの奏者のシートがあったりして、それで競い合ってたりして、そこら辺とか、並走が多いこととかがいいと思います。
I feel like at all times there's several like top runners grinding the game, and the world records just keep on getting like pushed lower. And these days, like when I was getting good at the game, there was like way less resources. Usamune wasn't a thing. I think like it was like a couple years after I started running, like Game Shark was finally having some good practice codes. So that's a really cool thing about that the community did. Just the fact that we have like emulator tier practice on console now, like we're honestly kind of spoiled. There's like a bunch of resources like on YouTube. There's like tutorials. There's like a Wikipedia, I think it's called, that has like, I think it has multiple strategies for like every star. So people like getting into the game, it's like they can look up a star, look up the like noob movement, and then just like learn from that. And it's pretty cool. And obviously there's like a lot of cool people in the community too.
I think it's probably just the size of the community is so big that there's a lot of groups of people, and I think a lot of speed games you're kind of it's a pretty small group of people, and so it's like if you don't like fit in with that crew or whatever, maybe you just don't want to go deeper in the game. But the thing with Mario is like you're bound to find someone that you like and like can vibe with, that you can be friends with, and like there's so like everyone's like friends on some level, I think, in the Mario community, but there's definitely like, there's people who are like tighter with each other, and like it's cool to see the different groups that have kind of formed around this game. So I think just it's ultimately the size. I think the game is just, it's attracted a lot of people, and so you get a lot of people, you're bound to get some cool people, and I think that's it. Also just the dedication to like getting better strats, getting like, there's so many faucets of the Mario community. There's like the A-Press challenge people, which is super cool. You have the task people, which is like a whole different world. And then you have like the people who are completely behind the scenes, like Circumark and those kinds of guys that make a lot of strats for people. And obviously you have the runners who are like testing the limits of the game, and it's everybody just kind of, it's like a big pot just stirs together nicely.
Well, I think Parsi was up there, but it's like I don't know if I can call him an up and coming runner right now, because he got a 137 like kind of out of nowhere. He got like a massive PB. He PB'd by like around a minute. I think Smau has a lot of potential for sure. Like I think he's improved pretty fast. Beast Assassin, it's funny because this PACE event was the first time I ever heard of him, but he's been like, I think he got multiple PBs recently, and on the qualifiers he did pretty decent. I mean, he qualified for this event, so Cali too, if you can count him as like an up and comer. I mean, he hasn't been around super long, but it's probably like mid 138 capable or something, maybe low 138, kind of hard to say.
Can't really say Green Suiji's up and coming anymore. He's coming. I mean, he's going for 120. So I like watching Suiji. It's pretty funny. He's a goofy kid. I like GTM. I want to see GTM winning. He's a cool guy. It'd be cool to see him take a record. There's like I don't know if it's like a whole wave or whatever, but like it's nice to see Japanese players getting more active again. Like Parsi had just gotten a 70 record, and Marlene's been playing. I saw Batora practicing. Not that they're up and coming, except maybe Parsi. I don't know how long Parsi's been playing, but Cali is a 120 player. But I mean, it's even weird to call him like up and coming, because I feel like he's been around for a bit. But it'd be cool to see him get a record too, because he's a player who's really pushing the limits of strats in 120. He does some really cool stuff, and I think if he just keeps doing what he's doing, he'll probably get a record.
Beast Assassin people don't know who Beast Assassin is because he does all of his stuff offline, and then he'll show up and stream his PBs and just kind of get them pretty quickly. But from the stuff I've seen him post and the gameplay that I've seen, he's definitely someone to look out for.
It's kind of enjoyable to watch Smau, Taki as well. Trying to think of like around like the 143 range. I know Lay Sauce is making moves, but it's Beef as well. There's a lot of just really good up and comers that you should keep your eye out for. They're making moves.
It's by far like Liam's 138.43. Like that's when I when he got the world record. Like that's when I decided I'm gonna try this speed game as well. It was 2020. I think it was either April 1st or March, the last day of March. So yeah, like it was. Yeah, I was watching him a lot, like running the game and going for a world record and stuff, and then like being there when he got it, and yeah, it was cool.
I think Simply's recent PB. I'm a big Simply guy, so like to see him PB, that was like pretty awesome. But yeah, I think Simply's PB. Yeah.
My favorite recent memory is hanging out with Cheese at TwitchCon EU, and that was about a year ago. Yeah, a year ago. And it was just good to hang out with him because I hadn't seen him in like so long. Like it must have been like since the last pace, I think, which was, 2 or 3, maybe 4 years back before that. And that's pretty much it. Like just hanging out with Cheese because he's like one of the people I've known the longest, or like I probably have like one of the deepest bonds with in the community. I mean, he's pretty much the reason that I've even gotten to where I got to, because we would just practice together all the time. Like back when we had like 147s and 120 star, we'd play a lot, and he'll always be my boy.
I know there's like this one Simply clip that I find hilarious, and I clipped it myself. I think it's just called Unhinged, and it's like a minute of him just like saying the dumbest things, and that was really enjoyable. I mean, I've had a pretty good time here at this event. Like last night I was like dying laughing, so that was like a good moment as well.
スイージがまあメインカテゴリー5個ある中で4つでしたっけが取ってて、120もこれから楽しみだなと思ってます。
Not a specific memory, but I do enjoy the community races that will happen in the main Discord. Just there's a voice lobby, and every once in a while people will get together for races, and everybody's starting at the same time and looking over at your second monitor or whatever and seeing Discord and everybody in the intro. It's really nice.
Probably just like the direction that it's heading, which is just like, like I said earlier, several top runners usually grinding like at all times. World records just keep on getting pushed. Sometimes I wonder if eventually like a lot of people are going to lose interest in SM64, like maybe when all the world records become like way too optimized and we're already like kind of reaching that point. But sometimes I think about it and it's like, how far are these world records going to be lowered until like officially, many top runners start feeling sick of running the game? Because like the more optimized it is, the more reset heavy, and like sometimes you just have to like implement these really dumb things like salt cannon lists, and I think Tsukishima cycle is kind of dumb too. But yeah, probably just the same direction it's been going in.
結構難しいっす。どうなったらいいか。いやでも今のままで結構十分満足してて、特に言うことないかもしれないです。
I mean, I'd love to see this game be absolutely destroyed, like absolutely dead in the water. I hope to see 120 star to, I don't know, mid 136 at some point. I think that'd be pretty cool. I don't know who's gonna do it, but it'll be somebody.
Yeah, I would like to see, like, probably at some point we're gonna, like, some single star stuff is going to be, like, implemented in, like, RTA in real runs. Yeah, I would say like singles. It would be cool to like see like there's Nindere was like he's a top runner, so he was like one of the only ones that did some single start movement in runs. So yeah, I would like to see like more like that becoming like a more of a common thing in the future.
I hope that it grows. I hope that it keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's throughout the entire history of the game, everyone's been saying this is the last minute barrier. It can't go any further. This and that. It can always go further. It can always get bigger. Just I think we'll look back to today 5 years from now and we'll be like, what were we thinking?
I hope the game just keeps getting pushed further. I hope that people don't give up on it, because the records are getting scary, especially like Sweegee's 16-star record stands out to me as like a wow. Like it's a mind-blowing record, and it'd be really cool to see someone beat it, and I hope someone does, and I'm sure someone will at some point. But yeah, I just hope people keep playing, and that's pretty much it. Just keep playing the game. Yeah.